rock, roll,
He wanna fuck with a shorty like me.
Yo, it's your boy EJ, aka 93. Man, y'all already know what time it is, man. This is 93 Topics. Y'all already know the show, man. You know that we here, man. We coming at you live. No, we ain't live, but we live, but y'all don't know we live because you ain't gonna see it till later on, you know what I mean? And once again, it's another episode where I got a special guest today, man. A special guest today. And this is a person that I gotta give thanks to, man, because she came through on a very important time in our lives, man. And it was a lot, man. She did the gender reveal, man. She did the whole thing with my boy Brandon, man. They collabed on it. It was a beautiful effort. And I couldn't be more thankful for her, man. She really came through for me and the wife, man. It was big time. And I would like to introduce y'all to Miss Noemi. She's in the building, man. How are you doing today?
Hey y'all. Hey, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited.
Yeah. You know we gonna talk about all kind of cool shit, man.
I like to talk too, so this will be fun.
We already know, man. I'm already knowing. They don't know, but shit, I already know the deal. So yeah, so I've been tapping on this mental health thing. 2020, that was the majority of me and my boy Dwayne's convo on the last show. So this show will be around the same, diving around the same topics or whatever, just this year alone, and mental health and just how you've been holding up throughout the year and shit like that. Cause it's important that we talk about that. You know what I mean? It's like it get talked about. I'm not gonna sit here and say it don't get talked about as much, but it's definitely something that it need to be talked about a lot more though. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people, they're like, mental health kind of gets swept behind them because it's just everything that's going on and shit like that. So the question I will ask you is, how you been holding up in 2020, man? What's some tips you can give people for like this year, man, on how you stay sane, and if you had mental breakdown, man, whatever that you went through this year, kind of give us like a little breakdown on that.
Yeah. 2020, I think for everyone, but for me in particular, it's probably been one of the hardest years I've had in a really long time.
What would it be, the hardest year ever? Like, or
Probably not the hardest year ever, but maybe the hardest year in my adult life for sure.
Gotcha.
Mentally, you feel isolated. I don't know. I struggled a lot with isolation in 2020, and depression was real because, like, I think for me personally, I lost a relationship in 2020. You go from being all lovey-dovey and in love, and then quarantine hits you, and then by April, I ain't got no man, so I was struggling. Like 2020 was hard, and then like dealing with COVID, of course, and deaths of our people.
Yeah.
All of that. It was just a trying time. So I'm glad it's almost over.
Yeah. It was crazy ass year, man. Like that. But one thing I did want to ask you though is because me and my boy Dwayne on the last episode, we were talking about how important it is to be alone. So the fact that you sat here and just said that isolation was something that puts you into that depressive mind state and stuff like that, like kind of dive in on that, like on what you mean on like that isolation is alone time important for people, or do you think that's something that takes them into into like depression and shit like that?
Yeah, no, I think when I mean isolation, I mean like outside of the people you're stuck in the house with,
Gotcha.
Like your kind of extended family or friends. I think for me, I was at the start of it, I was in Atlanta before COVID.
Yeah.
And I had a house there. And once COVID happened, my school shut down. So it was like, okay, well, I guess what else is there for me to do? I don't have a job here, so I need to go home, you know?
Yeah.
And I think I felt really isolated from my friends, from the life that I built there.
Got you.
Not so much isolated from like my family here.
Okay.
You know?
And here is Oakland.
Yeah, in Oakland. So.
Got you. And before you get into more anything else, look, so I think I be forgetting to do this shit, but tell people like just who is Noemi in like a 20 seconds, man. Who is Noemi, man? Who is Noe, man? In 20 seconds.
That is the trillish chick from the Bay. No, I'm kidding.
Sure.
Noe is 21. She is a graduating senior at the illustrious Spelman College. She's from Oakland, California, and she's probably one of the coolest people you will ever meet.
Right, that's right. Okay, yeah, talk your shit, man. Talk your shit, man. Okay, yeah. So that no, I say that because it took like a whole 30 minutes, 45 minutes for me to even ask Dwayne the question of like what he do and what the hell he got going on and shit. And I'm like, when people listen to the podcast, they want to know who the fuck they talking to, or who I'm talking to at least. Yeah. So what was I gonna say? So with that being said, college student in the pandemic. I'm already knowing it's hard to be a college student. You out of state, you're not in the city that you used to. What's your mindset going into Spelman the first year, man? Did you want to go there? Did you not go there? What was it?
Spelman was my number one my senior year of high school. I didn't get in because it was just my ACT scores were low. I had a good GPA. So my second choice was Clark. I went to Clark and I transferred over to Spelman. I think it was probably for growth wise and like just becoming a Black woman in general, I think it was probably like the best decision I've ever made.
Okay.
But education wise, it's a great education, don't get me wrong, but it's very liberal, like Black, white, sometimes shades of gray type of career choices, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, I mean, it's a great school. I think all Black women, I'm kind of biased, but I think all Black women should try to go to Spelman.
Just Spelman, not every HBCU, just particularly Spelman.
Spelman. If you're a Black woman, I think I rep hard though. I'm hella biased, but like you go to Spelman, it teaches you. Yeah, it's very prim and proper, but it teaches you. Like for me, it taught me how to navigate through this life as a Black woman, as a young Black woman at that.
Yeah.
Instead of white society,
it's definitely white society. Definitely white society. Yeah.
For sure. So.
Damn. Okay. So you go to Spelman, you there, and now you're a senior. Just what's your mindset from those years all the way to being a senior? What's going on with your headspace right now?
I can't believe I made it this far.
Damn. Yeah, no, you didn't think you was making it the senior year.
Sometimes no, I didn't. Damn. I definitely did not. So like I'm grateful. We're gonna have to cut that out. I'm grateful that I did. But
come on, man. You talking about Spelman and shit. Go ahead.
No, I'm grateful that I made it this far, but obviously you get these moments in college where you're like, I don't think I'm gonna pull through. Like this is the hardest shit I've ever done in my life. Why aren't you passing? I think this semester was the hardest because it was my first ever online semester.
God.
Like completely online, 100% online, and that was really challenging because like, how do you expect me to stay motivated and I'm 2 feet away from my bed? Like,
Yeah.
How do you expect me to do this?
Yeah, it took a whole nother level of like determination and motivation to really get y'all shit done. I'm already knowing. When you right near the bed too, fuck, I couldn't do that shit. It'd be hard to do this. Like, imagine some fucking schoolwork. That'd be crazy. Damn. So you do that or whatever. Now you about to graduate. The year you about to graduate and all that. The pandemic hits, and what's going on with your headspace at this time when the pandemic first happens and you're in school and you supposed to be the celebration year and all that. What's going on with your mindset now?
I'm bummed. It sucks, you know.
Yeah.
Luckily, I technically don't graduate until um no, yeah, so I technically don't graduate until December of 21. So
Okay.
luckily I'm officially a graduating senior starting in February. But it's unfortunate. I feel really bad for like those last semester, class of 2020, when it first happened, you know?
Yeah, that must have
They were
been.
just like they were like, damn, like, you know, this wasn't supposed to happen. It was kind of like at least if it happens to me, it's like I have time to prepare for it, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
This was like a new tragedy in the world.
Yeah, this shit crazy. This is all right. So all right. So you in school and all that shit. That's cool. So now, what's like just when March happened to April to June? Now you beginning to get used to the shit. This pandemic shit. We beginning to get used to it at this point. Like, um, going back to what you were saying about the whole like depression thing or whatever. Like, how was you able to like cope through that? Like, what was like some good coping mechanisms that you can like dish out to people who listening to this shit to help you through depression at this time? Because you know depression is like it's crazy at this particular moment. Like this shit is like I heard the suicide rate is like on a whole nother level right now in this little article I was reading on Bloomberg and shit like that. So I'm hearing that's crazy. Like, what are like some depression things that you like, tips and tricks that you can help people with to like help, kind of get them out of that funk?
Well, for me, I think I've suffered from depression since I was 16. So for me, it was like I think it got worse. And so during that time, I didn't have a coping mechanism for it. It was
Gotcha.
like I was just going through it and feeling it. It wasn't until I went back to Atlanta, where the world is a little bit more open, that
Yeah.
I started to feel better. But I also think I got back into the routine of things. Like I started school again, even though it was online. Like I'm back with my roommate. Like my life is starting to get in order. And I think you just have to like, I think for me, it doesn't sound good, but you have to bend the rules a little bit. Like you have to kind of step away from what you were dealing with during that time. Like even if it's taking a vacation like 2-3 hours away,
Yeah.
your city county line. I think you just have to like, for me, it was removing myself. And then obviously I came back in September and then I left and now I'm back again. Like it's like give myself breaks in between.
So Oakland was a big reason of like what was your depression time
Yeah.
being out there in the city. What like how did that whole thing start or whatever? Like from like when it first started or whatever compared to now, like what stemmed your whole depression era and all that? Like what are you doing now to really, take yourself out of that?
Yeah, no, I think during the time of me going through my breakup alone across
Mhm.
country, so like Oakland just wasn't very much of a happy time for me. But
Yeah.
when I was able to heal through that back here in Atlanta, back in Atlanta, I felt better.
Gotcha.
You know, like it's almost like when people go to like rehab to get clean, and like
Yeah. Yeah, that
that's
type
like
of vibe.
but when they go in the outside world, it gets a little gets a little more difficult. That's what Oakland is for me. Like it gets sometimes it's a little more difficult, and I think like it's a trigger because I believe it was the reason that ruined my situation. So like I was
Interesting.
depressed in like my own, you know,
Got you.
like my own way, if you will.
Yeah. Okay. Got you. Yeah, that's I asked because I'm like, I've definitely been through depression and shit like that for, and it was after a breakup. You know what I mean? So it's usually I think, but it was like my first time. You know what I mean? Really like and
Yeah.
doing some serious shit with a chick. You know what I mean? So that was like you don't know how to handle that shit when it's done. You know what I mean? You don't know what the fuck to do like when you're done with something and that's a person that you've been around for some time. You know what I mean? You just don't know what the fuck to do after that. So I
Right, and then you shared moments with, and
yeah, big huge moments.
and I
Yeah,
think for me it's harder because at the start of 2020 my relationship was fine, but once I
damn,
had to go in quarantine in California,
got
you know
rocky.
it got rocky,
Yeah,
and here I am now. So it was very, it makes me hate 2020. I think it's the worst year ever. I blame this year.
damn. You think it was the leaving Atlanta that kind of the
Yeah.
long distance and shit that fucked it up.
Yeah, because I think before we left, we were kind of, and it just
Mhm.
got worse. Because the
Yeah,
first time to Atlanta and coming home, it wasn't that bad. You're in that lovey-dovey stage, and
yeah.
you're fine, happy,
Mhm.
blah blah blah. And so, and plus, when you grow up, you grow apart. And there's somebody that I was with since I was 18. I'm 21 now, so things are like very different.
Yeah, it definitely is different. Shit, that's 3 years of fucking
Yeah,
experience
grow up
and shit.
for years.
Yeah, exactly. You can definitely go in 3 years. That's for real, man. Nah, like
Yeah.
that. Okay, so you go through that. You're in a depression mind state. What about you now? What's your how you feeling now, man? You feeling good? You feeling better? What's good now?
Feeling good. I'm feeling optimistic. I'm feeling okay. I'm not going to say I'm good. I'm feeling okay. I have hopes for 2021. I think it'll be a better year. I hope it'll be a better year. It's my golden year.
Oh
So
yeah,
I'm like, yeah, so I'm banking on it to be the best year
that's
that
you.
I've ever had, you
Okay,
know? And
yeah,
I've done that for a long time. I hope that it is, I hope that it's prosperous and I have good energy and all that type of stuff. Um, so I'm very optimistic instead of like being a pessimist, how I've
okay.
been most of
Yeah, no,
2020.
yeah, you gotta get that up out of here, man. And another thing too, in 2020, it was a good year, man, because I'm gonna say it was a fully good year, but it had its moments. You know what I mean? 2020, that's the year I met you. Actually, I believe. I don't know. I don't think it was 2019. It was
No, it's 2020.
2020, yeah. Because I didn't 2019. I wasn't really hearing too much about you in the beginning of when me and T started first dating and shit. Then when
Yeah.
2020 hit, I'm hearing about Noe and shit. I'm like, who the fuck is Noe? Like, what is this, man? Like, you got another friend? Like, that was my mindset. Like, you got another one? Like, but yeah, man, you end up being one of the coolest ones though, man. Because for good friends don't come by easily at all, man. Like you don't get friends that'll do a whole gender reveal for you. You just don't get that. That's not even like
It's all love. And I'm excited for my niece. That was the greatest part of your 2020, I feel like. For
crazy,
sure.
man.
2020
Crazy.
has been a good year for you. So 2021 is going to be even better because she's going to be born. She's going to be healthy and just a
Yeah.
happy baby.
Hey, I can't wait, man. I'm wondering how I'm about to be doing my podcast, man. Sage here. This shit gonna be crazy. Like, I got it all set up. Like, huh?
You're not even going to want to do it. Like
Know
the
what I'm
first,
saying,
like you're just not going to want to leave.
yeah, I'm gonna be all up in her face, man. Like,
Yeah. It's going to be the coolest moment of your life. And you're going to be like a girl dad. So it's going to be even like, you're
yeah,
going to see the world so differently. You're going to try to see it through like a woman's perspective.
yeah. I know that's. I think about like the just everything, man, from her being young to 3 years old, 6, 9. I'm about to be
Yeah.
listening. I'm like all these different stages that I'm about to have to like be dealing with and seeing and trying to protect her from because she gonna have to, the father plays such an important role, man. Like it's so many like girls with no dads out here and they just be wilding, like straight up. Like, and I don't even girls with dads, they wild. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Like if people don't even bring that shit up, like how much there's a lot of females who got a father, like, and they still be busting that shit open. It still be. It don't matter. Like that shit just don't. It don't matter at all. Like,
I mean, granted, like, you know, I'm sure a lot of their dads are just so like absent-minded and don't even realize that their daughter is a straight hoe. So, you know,
that's what I don't want. Like,
yeah, don't be oblivious that. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, like from a girl's perspective, from being a 16-year-old girl, when she tells you she is not doing something, there is a 75% chance
she doing something.
she's doing it. Because you know, most dads are like, oh, okay, I believe my baby girl, blah blah blah. No, your baby girl is lying.
Yep, I hear wilding out, dying and shit. Oh man, I gotta fucking think about that shit. Woo.
It'll be cool though. It'll be cool because then you'll watch her blossom into like the coolest person ever.
Yeah, man. I think I dealt with enough females to really understand. Like, you know, this is what I don't want my female. I mean, my daughter being around this type of dude. You know what I mean, or how I was back in the days and shit like that. I just don't want it. I can't even fathom her being with someone like me, man. I was just a broken Scorpio out here on a leash. Just
Hella Jada.
hella jaded, man. Just all over the fucking place mentally, man. Not treating any fucking woman in my path right, man. Like I felt like TT was the chance to do that. You know what I mean? That was my chance to right my wrongs, man. Like it was ridiculous out here. But that's what my daughter though. Like I don't even want her to. But then it's like she gonna run into a fuck boy. Then what I'm gonna do when she run into that fuck boy? How I'm gonna prepare for her running into this fuck boy? Because
You're
it's
gonna have
gonna
to
happen.
deal with it and experience it because if she doesn't, she's gonna be an adult, 25, 26, getting her heart broken for the first time. And then
Yeah,
like at that age, it's like you're too old to learn from it and
yeah,
like process it. I feel like, you
mhm,
know, I
yeah,
think it's more damaging to have your first heartbreak at 26 than it is at 16.
yeah. That's true. That's true. I can agree
You
with
have a
that.
lot more to lose.
Yeah, definitely. When you that age, like you know how that is when you like you run into that and you fucked up in the heart. Like
Mm-hmm.
you don't even want to go to work. Like you know, like nothing, like everything is just at a standstill. You know what I mean? Just everything hurt. You don't want to just want to sit in the house, eat ice cream, listen to bullshit ass sad songs and shit. Like that's real. That's not even just a movie thing. Like that shit is legit. Like you don't want to do shit. Like,
When you get your
yeah.
feelings, it is bad.
Exactly. So imagine that when you got a business and you running all this, like you got all kind of shit going on.
Yeah, and just too much going on, you know,
And,
and you got to pay mortgage and do all this type of stuff, and you just getting your heart broken for the first time by Dante. Like it's
like,
ridiculous.
Dante, that's the name you came up with.
Yeah, I just feel like the asshole's name would be Dante.
I know. Hopefully, I'm hoping that it's no Dante's, man. I'm hoping it's a fucking if a dude fuck my daughter over, man.
I better hope it's a Ralph, a Johnny.
Yeah, I hope it's a bitch ass nigga, man. Cause these hood niggas is wild, man.
No, these hood niggas are definitely wild. I mean, I've had my fair share of hood niggas.
And I don't want to have to pop one and then they homies trying to retaliate. You know what I mean?
Right. But I think a lot of them, hood niggas, if it's the right girl and I feel like she was raised right, most of the time, they kind of take that one a little more serious. I think from my experience, like you know,
Wait, what would you mean by that? Like,
I mean, like I think hood niggas. The reason why they have such this bad image of fucking girls over is because they fuck over the girls that don't have the right self-respect, if that makes sense. Because you always, I don't know, where I'm from at least, you always hear about a lot of these girls like, girl, he ain't shit, he ain't this and that. But girl, you fucked this homie. Like, what you mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, you
yeah,
was all on his homie. So yeah, he's not feeling you.
wilding out, straight wild. Oh, okay. So I never looked at it from that perspective. That's interesting. So you saying, so break down what you saying exactly. Like, oh,
I'm saying, well, straight niggas, they gonna F over whoever they want to F over.
got
You
you.
know, it
Okay.
doesn't really matter. But I think most of the time they're effing over the girls that they know. I mean, it's more so like, how can you expect him to respect you if you don't respect yourself type of
Respect
thing.
yourself. Got you. Okay.
And I think that's like, and most of the time, girls that have a lot of respect for themselves don't fall victim to those traps.
Got you.
I.e., stuff like that would probably not happen if it's like, you know.
So you said you dealt with your fair share of hood niggas. Did you look at yourself in that light as what you just explained? Did you ever look at yourself in that light, like, oh man, I'm what a hood nigga want. Like this is they're coming after me for this reason. Like, did you ever look and be like,
When I was younger, not that I was messing with their homies or anything. I'm not a homie hopper, but I think when I was younger, I didn't have so much respect for myself, so I allowed anything to happen to me. And now that I'm older, you can't get close to me unless you are really benefiting me in a positive way. If you're bringing more stress in my life, then I don't need you. I don't want you. I'm too old for that. You know, I have too much respect for my mental health and all of that
okay,
to allow you to do that to me.
okay,
So,
okay. So
yeah.
as you got older, you begin to understand, like,
Yeah, when I got older, and I think that's just with youth. Like a lot of us young black girls, you know, we don't have daddies to really like
yeah,
show us what a black man is supposed how they're supposed to treat us. A lot of us don't have self-respect. And it's something that we eventually gain, earn, or we don't.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's 100. That's 100. So, what about you, Miss Noemi? Father in the story in the picture, no father. What's that?
Kind of like um biological father. No, I had a stepfather for about 2.5 years before he passed away. So I mean, for me, it's really just my mom. So yes, I think that's why I was very much so seeking love from the wrong people because I didn't get it.
Got you. And seeing it all comes back in full circle of like
Mhm.
father, what impact a father can make. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's crazy. No, because I just think about that. Like, because I would want my daughter to hear shit like that, like what you just said. Because if she ain't hearing shit like that, I feel like she still I can tell her as much as I want all day, like, but I'm not a woman. So it's like it's gonna be a lot of things that T gonna have to teach her. You know what I mean? Like my mom, my sister, shit like that. They're gonna teach her shit, and she's gonna learn and understand. Like, okay, this is what this is. This is what this meant. And then Daddy also taught me, this and how this go down and how these niggas act and shit like that. So it's gonna be important that she seek advice from all of us because that's gonna be too important, man. Because like that's I don't want her to go through that. Like how you going?
What she do?
You want to poke your face in this camera real quick? Look at her, man.
No, you did not.
Oh my god, I'm over here talking about Sage. You just walk up in here like that. Oh my god,
Turbo,
you are crazy.
come here.
Goddamn Turbo, going
This song
crazy.
is so bad. Like, oh my god, he's a child for real.
You got a whole child before a child, man. You got a
This is
child before
serious.
a child. You gonna do some BTS for me? Hell no. You gonna do some BTS for me? Do one for me. Give me at least one, but like with Noe in the back and shit.
Leave your grandma's shoes alone.
Later though. Later though. That shit.
Come here. Come here. Turbo, come.
It's obvious that dog doesn't listen to you.
He doesn't. He's bad. He's really bad. I'm trying to put him in the camera. Come here, Turbo. You want to do a cameo?
Oh my god.
No, don't run away from me.
Look, That dog moving. Yeah, about it.
Everybody, Turbo's my son.
Oh shit, she done brought Turbo. She done
That's a
brought
grown
this
ass man.
this strange looking dog. Dog looks so strange. What's up, Turbo?
Turbo is elite. He's buff.
Look at him. Big ass ears. We gonna see Turbo out in Oakland or what?
Yep,
He's definitely
he's out here. He's here.
All right, Turbo. All right, Buff Dog. All right. So how long we been going? I feel like we've been going for a good time. Um. So I'm hop off the relationships real quick. I'm gonna get back into the mental health shit real fast. So one thing, one thing that I think it's important for everybody to know before I even start talking about this again, because I'm gonna ask Noe like two more questions and I'm gonna wrap it up. We ain't even gonna be podcasting for too long, man, because I feel like we got in a lot within that 30-minute frame or whatever. So but before I answer my questions, I definitely want to tell y'all, if you didn't see my Instagram video today, watch that shit because it's hella informative, and it's basically just telling people, hey, just watch, be resourceful to people around you, and if you need someone to talk to when it comes to a lot of these, a lot of people have people in their corner and they don't use them. They don't utilize the people in their corner. They just there. They don't talk to them about real life situations that they going through and shit like that. And you gotta talk about your situations, man. Like, if you stressing about it or whatever, it's important to talk about it because it's gonna eat you up alive. It's gonna make you want to do shit that you don't want to do, and it's gonna destroy you. So, talk about your problems. It don't have to be on a podcast, but just find somebody that you care about and shit like that. Me and Miss Noemi here, we just so happen to talk about our shit on podcast, so it is what it is.
We like to air our shit out.
Yeah, we air our shit out. No secrets, none of that shit, man. It is what it is. So, but to ask you this question, um, any advice for people going into 2021 for Miss Noemi?
Meditate,
Mm,
pray, practice self-care,
okay.
socialize. I mean, try to get back into the life of a normal routine, as normal as it can be,
Got you.
as normal as the world, and be optimistic. Let's be hopeful for 2021. Please, let's be hopeful
Yeah.
because we pray that it's like a new change and a different day, and
And to go back to what you said practice self care. What are some steps to that if for people who don't know about, what self care is? Give them tips.
Okay, so for me, mine is like, taking care of like my body. I'll do a face mask, or like, I have a day where I just lay in bed and I watch Netflix, another day where I clean my house, like, just
Okay.
stuff that makes me feel good.
Got you. Got you.
For sure. Like, go get a pedicure. I mean, do whatever you can do to feel better. And for those in California that are really in isolated areas, like, do DIYs, like take up a new hobby. Like, my mom has been remodeling our house herself. So that's been something that she's learned how to do during her time in quarantine.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
stuff
No.
that makes you feel good.
Yeah. No. That's real shit. That the me being in this whole pandemic shit or whatever. I think one thing that I've done to really get myself right is like doing exactly what you just said. Doing shit that I enjoy or whatever, which is like I like to play the game. I like the podcast.
Yeah.
But a couple of things been cut off, so I haven't been able to fully do everything that I want to do. But I make the most of what I have. So my advice is to tell people to make the most of what you have around you and talk to people about your issues and problems, certain people that you trust and stuff like that or whatever. That's what's been keeping me sane, being able to talk to people about, well, not necessarily everybody, but the people I'm close to, you know, the wife, all that. Like I'm able to talk to those close people around me about my problems, do what I enjoy with what I have around me, making the most of what I have, and just trying to like stop eating so damn bad. Shit, like man, eating fucking horrible, man. Like I was eating all kind of shit, but that's been bringing me happiness, man. So I think a lot of us been out here getting big on the pandemic and shit. But you know, when shit really get back in order, it's time to get back in that gym. And because that was another peace of mind for me going to hoop. Like I used to go hoop and shit. I can't even do that no more. They cut off hella courts out here. I don't even understand that, but yeah, so you know, make the most of what you got and love the people around you and pray up because you know that's all you can really do, man. Everything you pray for, you put the work in behind that shit. Period. It ain't no ifs, ands, or buts behind that because God ain't giving you nothing you ain't working for. So yeah, that's my advice. Oh, so the next question I got for you is what has 2020 taught you?
Oh, 2020 has taught me
Come on, you got it. Got it.
don't cheat. Don't ever cheat.
Mm,
Ever. Because you will really break someone's heart.
don't cheat. Okay.
2020 has taught me how to save, how to budget.
Got you. Okay. Yeah, gotta say that's off top.
Yes. And it's also taught me how to have fun and to not take life so seriously. I think I was so like tense. And
Got
in
you.
reality, I just need to be like, fuck it.
And just do what you do.
Yeah, like fuck it,
Okay. But you know what I find interesting is that you said in the beginning, you said 2020 taught you not to don't cheat, but then it also tells you to just say fuck it. So that shit is funny as fuck to me, man. If y'all don't get it, fuck it is what it is.
No, honestly, it is what it is. Like, you cheat or like you get cheated on and you're just like, fuck it. It happens to the best of us, Like,
Yeah, nah, for real. That's not.
don't do it. Don't do it because it ain't right.
It ain't right, man. It ain't right. That shit. That shit'll burn your soul, or you gonna burn somebody else's soul, man. It's either one or the
Right.
other. So
Either way, somebody's gonna get hurt.
yeah, and when
Or
you hurt, yeah, and when people are hurt, man, they tend to do things that they don't want to do. So you know what I mean.
hurt people hurt people.
Hurt
It's
people
like
hurt people. That's definitely what it's been. So last question, man. This a funny ass question too. Like so you were after you got out of your situation, you were single, man. How do a single person maneuver in the pandemic, man, with COVID going on, man? How the hell do you go on a date there? Like, are you afraid to go on dates? Like,
I have been dating, and I mean, I shouldn't be. I definitely should not. You know what I'm saying? Well, I've been dating this one person,
God,
so I mean, really, I mean, but obviously we live, so sometimes like I have to go on dates to eat.
God,
It's a free meal. You gotta do what you gotta do.
go
And
on dates to eat.
yeah, like in Atlanta, they be kind of like cashing out or whatever. You take me out to Papa Do's, Raisins.
Word,
You know what
word.
I'm saying? And I
Okay,
know we're taking to these other places like wine and dine me if you're gonna feed me out there because they tricking and if, it ain't tricking if you got it.
yeah, that's
So,
true.
um, so I mean, you make exceptions, but you don't really kiss people unless you know their lifestyle, you know their story, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
you
Okay.
know. You don't really have. I mean, you got to keep dating strictly like a 6 feet. Take me out to dinner. If we're gonna go do this fun little go karting shit, stay 6 feet away from me.
Wow.
No, I'm just fucking with you, man.
I'm like the fuck, yeah, y'all wearing a mask on the date too, or is that like how's
No, I'm
that?
just fucking with you. Atlanta's hella open, so like it's
No,
dating is
nobody.
it's open, like it's 100% open. The clubs are open, like everything is open.
I just watched this shit on the news. Said the crime rate has went up dramatically in Atlanta, and I think that's why because it's open. Everybody on my Instagram talking about they going to Atlanta for New Year's.
Yeah, everybody just went to Atlanta
Crazy,
for New Year's.
crazy.
It's not, everybody's gonna get COVID. It's gonna be a rush of COVID because here's the thing: in Atlanta, COVID isn't really high. It's not high, but
Yeah.
we got all you outside people coming in with your COVID and your infested ass cities and shit. And y'all want to come and Atlanta's like this different world. It's like a freaking utopia or something. Shit's weird.
Shit is Wakanda right now, man.
It is. It's a different land, and it's nice. It's enjoyable and relaxing, and it makes you forget about what's going on.
Yeah, sure. Definitely need some shit like that right now. I'm in Glendale, so it's been getting more city life over here, man, and I don't like it. Like it's the traffic been booming. Too many dumbass drivers. That's how I know I'm getting like LA's beginning to come here more, and I don't like that shit, man. It's time to make a nice move to somewhere else. I don't know where, but I don't know if I want to stay in Glendale because it's too much. It's too much for me. Man, it's too much. Like it's just too fast paced right now. When I first moved there, I was just like, man, this shit cool because it's like it's 15 minutes away from downtown, maybe even 10, like hella close to downtown. But then at the same time, I'm not getting downtown. You know what I mean? Like I'm not getting that LA rush, the LA traffic. Like I'm away from that. But now that's just coming to Glendale and hella people from LA coming over here. And I don't even. I'm trying to steer away from them. So I'm gonna see what's gonna be our next move. Man. Cause we've been looking at spots in Glendale, but I can't. I can't do this shit, man.
You're not vibing with Glendale.
Nah, man. I know it was cool when you came down here, man. It's safe as fuck. That's one thing it is.
It's nice. It's nice.
Yes, you got white people, Armenians, a lot of Armenians here too. So
yeah, it's
yeah,
it's definitely different from Atlanta for sure.
yeah, it is. It's and LA just gave when I went to Atlanta, I'm in Atlanta twice, man. When I went out there, it was just like it was cool. Like I was like everybody hella friendly. I ain't used to that. Like, and you know how it is out here in Cali. Everybody paranoid off each other. They think it's somebody trying to take someone out if they fucking looking at them for 2 seconds too long. You know what I mean? Like people just be ready to take your ass out in Cali, but in Atlanta it was like love, man. I went up over there. You walk in the restaurants, random ass people saying hi. It's just crazy, like just people just greeting you with love when you walk in the hotels and shit. Like it was love, Waffle House love, like it was just crazy love, man. Like a lot of black people, man. Like here, it's a hella, it's a big mixture out here. Hella Mexicans, fucking white people in certain areas, Armenians like hell over here in Glendale. Like it's a mixture in Cali, but I mean in LA, but in Atlanta, I ain't gonna say it's not a mixture in Atlanta, but shit, where I was at, I was in like Buckhead. It was hella black people. Like I didn't really see many
Wealthy black people.
Yeah, wealthy black people too. So you can't go wrong with that. Yeah. So Atlanta cool. It's a vibe. Moving there, I would love to, but I would rather own some real estate in that motherfucker too. That'd be lit as fuck going in Atlanta with a house deal just waiting for me. That'd be hella cool.
Big banks, all that.
Yeah. So we gonna future talks. You know what I mean? Future plans and shit like that. But yeah, no, Miss Noemi, man. We gonna wrap this shit up. And the last question I'm gonna leave you out with is: do you have a question for me before I wrap this whole show up?
What are you most nervous about with fatherhood? What are you most nervous about?
She just asked me, "What am I most nervous about in fatherhood?" That's a good ass question. I think the most nerve wracking thing for me is just thinking about when Sage hits her teens. That's all I've been talking about. I ain't been talking about shit else. Like y'all can be a mess. Y'all ain't about to be. They ain't carrying on to Sage. That ain't happening. Yeah, so fuck all that.
We were a mess because our parents were really strict.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. But yeah, it was. It's that. That's what I be concerned about. Like I'm just worried about when she hit 13 and 12 and breasts and ass is growing and shit like that, and she just all these niggas is looking, and I just don't. Oh my god, like I ain't even trying to be thinking about this shit, man. Like I was talking to Brandon about this shit, like you know, fucking our fucking girlfriends are thick. Like our daughters are bound to be thick. Like this, it's real life shit. Like it's gonna happen, and now we gotta make sure these niggas is not acting stupid and getting out of line because that's gonna happen. Because that's just what niggas do, man. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I was a nigga. I know what it's like to be style like trying to aim at a page, and I'm just like, oh, I'm about to go get. And this is a social media age. Like social media is like everything now. So niggas is like in them DMs feeling hella godlike. You know what I mean? And they just feel like they can just DM anybody, talk to them any way they like. You know, in the streets, niggas is getting more bold. Like I can't even.
I mean, it's gonna be hard. This is gonna be so hard, and you're gonna like,
Yeah, man.
she's gonna rebel for sure.
She gonna have her little moments, but my goal is to just I want to be so like involved. You know what I mean? Like I like that shit that daughters don't want to talk to their fathers about. I want to know. Like I don't. I want to be all in the mix, man, because I'm just not too deep in detail with shit like that. I might not need to know, but I want to know shit though, because you know what I mean. That's important for us to have that relationship. Like she can come up to me. And, I know I'm probably gonna be the nice guy anyway. Shit, TT probably gonna be the mean parent if anything. So
Probably.
she gonna probably, but I know I'm gonna have my moments too. So we gonna see how that work when it actually happens when she get here and shit like that. But yeah, that's my fear though. Like I'm scared of that, man. That's just
You're gonna do good. You're gonna kill it.
that's the goal, man. It ain't no guidelines to being a parent. So you just gotta do this shit the best way I can and love her the best way I can and shit like that. So yep, that's that. But yeah, Miss Noemi, thank you, man. Appreciate you so much for this.
Having me.
Yeah, this shit was lit. It was cool and it was quick. It didn't take too long to do what we needed to do on this shit or whatever. And
Yeah, we covered some good stuff. Don't cheat. Fuck it.
yeah, they even dived into some relationship shit too. So it was
Right.
yeah. It was cool to talk about. I could have got even deeper on the relationship aspect of things because I'm probably gonna do an episode like that or whatever soon. So
Yeah.
right now I'm just trying to give people good conversation and push the mental health a little bit too, man, because I feel like that's so important right now with the times we going through. So yeah, we doing that all 2021. Oh no, yeah. Repost my shit too. When you see that motherfucker, repost that shit. Yeah, it's already that shit on my page that I posted, repost that shit.
All of Atlanta is gonna watch it.
That's right. I need all of Atlanta, New York, Miami, all the motherfuckers, Rhode Island, shit, Delaware, Vermont.
Oh my god.
All that they need to be watching this shit, man. And what I'm posting on that page, that EJ, aka 93, and tell them your Instagram before we get about this motherfucker.
My Instagram is baby Nelly with 4 A's. 4 A's.
4 A's. That's a lot.
Yes. Baby AAAAA NOE.
Wow. Okay. Hey, hopefully it finds you.
I'm gonna change it when I get big. I'm gonna change it to knowing me.
Knowing me, that's lit. I'll fuck with that because I know.
But you gotta be elite first before you can do that.
Yeah, because that name probably taken anyway until you get to that stature.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, for sure. Sounds good. And yeah, we lit, man. I'm out of here, and I'm gonna send these motherfuckers off with this theme song. Doses.
Fuck with a shorty like me.
Nah, rock, roll,
wanna fuck with a shorty like me?
All right, we done though. It's a Rizap.
All right, so I'm finna go to my nigga's house.
You still recording, you know that?
I'm screaming.
Talking about